Yesterday, the Caribbean Poultry Association held its third annual symposium. One of the purposes of the forum was to discourage the use of antibiotics in the industry. We spoke with the experts about the widespread notions of growth hormones used in the local poultry industry. President of the Poultry Association of Belize, David Reimer, commented on this issue.
Here in Belize, we have always monitored the situation with what the chicks feed. There's absolutely no hormones, as there is it's been known for or talked about all the time, but there's absolutely hormone free. Absolutely no hormones are being used in our products. And it's also very much regulated by BAHA and by the industry itself, because we know the better the product, the better it is for the consumer. So we are really, really concerned and have always been, but we're just trying to improve little by little every day. They are always hormone free, and some people ask, okay, so why can a chicken now grow in 6 weeks instead of 2 months, to get the size? And there is a very easy explanation. It's the genetics. For the last 100 years, all the countries and experts have been trying to always find the best breeders and the best roosters, so to say, to get a bigger chick for faster. But it has nothing to do with hormones or anything like that, so it's only a genetic, which is 100% natural.
Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Jose Alpuche, stated that the ministry regulates the industry to ensure there is no use of unnecessary chemicals in animals.
This is something that's been occupying our time for quite some time, not only within Belize, but quite frankly globally. And as they said, the UN passed that resolution yesterday, giving countries a 24-month deadline to come up with plans. We do have basic operational regulations here in Belize as it relates to registering of use of some of those antibiotics and other antimicrobial inputs into agriculture, but there's certainly need to tighten more and to put in place regulations for their use. Indeed, we have not seen the use of growth hormones in poultry. They do use antibiotics, as they must, but most of those inputs into production are not widespread use in Belize because it's an extra cost. Unlike other countries, more developed economies where these sorts of inputs are actually subsidized, we don't subsidize it. So it's a direct economic cost to the producers. So it's not used as widespread as some people would want to think.
Alpuche also commented on the investments the ministry has made into the poultry industry to help fight diseases.
Because of some of the problems we had last year with the avian influenza, for example, the industry has stepped up its monitoring, its biosecurity considerably. And I can tell you, having visited facilities in other countries, we are up there in terms of the quality of what we have in place in terms of the infrastructure for production. Last year, for example, with the outbreak of disease, we spent well over $2 million from government trying to combat that. And thank goodness we successfully eliminated the avian influenza. So there's a lot of investment that happens in the background, but government's investment to a large extent has to do through BAHA in terms of the monitoring.
As was mentioned earlier, work is being done to set up the poultry industry to begin exporting to the Caribbean by early next year.